Hey Rancho Juniors, it's Dr. Witty, and I'm out on my back patio here. Thought I would try to do this burning food lab for you guys and let you see what it looked like. So this is my kitchen scale that I've been using to weigh all the foods. I have my Cheeto here in a Tupperware. That's what I've used to weigh them all out. So a Cheeto will be the last thing that I try to burn. The other foods that we're burning today are a raisin, a mini marshmallow, an almond, and a hot dog right there. So what I tried to do was to get at least the almond and the hot dog to be about the same in terms of their mass, and then the raisin and the marshmallow and the Cheeto are all about the same. They weigh less than the almond. The almond's about 2.3 grams, the hot dog 2.4, and then the Cheeto and the raisin and marshmallow are all between 0.8 and 1 gram. So I have a LaCroix can here. I have measured out 100 milliliters of water in my Pyrex cup, and I'm going to pour that here into the top of the chamber. It's really this water that we want to check the temperature of and to see how that works in terms of how it heats up with the food burning underneath it. So I just have my thermometer here, and I did measure it before I got turned on the play. So it's the same as our outside temperature. It's right about 73 degrees Celsius, which is just a beautiful day. I love doing this lab, but it's sort of exciting to do it on my back patio. So I'm going to go ahead and set my can of water on top of the burning chamber and move aside my scale now that I've weighed everything out. So when I have the burning chamber there, I think it's all set up ready for you guys to see. I'm going to show you first what a marshmallow looks like. It's one of the easiest ones to measure. So when I weighed out the foods, other than the Cheeto, I also threw the paper clip in so that I could see the mass of a paper clip. And we'll have to subtract that mass later, right? So that we know that we're measuring just the amount of food. All right, so my thermometer then goes into the water up here on the top part of the can. I have a clip there just to hold the thermometer so I can get it out easier. My thermometer happens to be the same size as my can. All right, it may be a little hard to get this marshmallow to light today because it's sort of windy out here. There we go though. So I'm just gonna hold the match flame underneath it until the marshmallow itself catches fire. You can see it sort of change and turn. Wow, marshmallows get really big. All right, I'm gonna keep using a match under it to keep the flame going. I don't know if any of you, when you toast marshmallows around a campfire, like them especially toasty, but this one we're gonna get really toasty. There's the marshmallow. So I'm going to try to use just 2 matches for each of my burning projects so that I can account for the fact that it was probably the same amount of wood each time. And then any difference that I see is going to be the burning of the food itself. So now that the marshmallow is all done being burned, I can take this out and take a look at it. And it does look like it went up a degree. Right, so instead of 73 now, my temperature gauge is 74. I'm going to go ahead and stick that back in the water, and oh, that's a little hot. I can remove that. What not to do. But what we want to do is weigh that, and so I'm going to touch it here where the food was not. So I have it in my little cup, and I'm going to put it back on my scale. I'll get a mass for it later. I'm just going to hold it until it's done. Okay, let's go ahead and try the next food item. Let's try the raisin. It takes a little while to get a raisin lit. I'm going to assume this is still at 74. So this is always a favorite lab when you get to burn food. Sometimes it takes several matches to get a raisin to light on fire. But that does look like it's trying. Sometimes a raisin will plump all up. So on purpose, I actually left this raisin out last night in the air so that it would dry out, because a wet raisin is hard to light on fire. I know I said I was only going to use 2 matches, but I dropped that one too soon. Okay, next one. I'm going to let this get caught on fire, and then I'm going to pull it away. Gosh, it's hard to get it to light. I can see it smoking, so that means something's happening. Maybe I'm glad I didn't do this inside. All right, let me take this out. All right, it went back up one more. It's at 75 degrees now. I don't think that's just because of our temperature outside. Okay, so now I'm going to be smarter. I brought these tongs. I'll take that out with the tongs because that's hot. All right, I just want to show you, I'm not going to do all the foods because this video will get too long, but I do want to show you what it looks like to do an almond and then the Cheeto. I'll show you last. Stick around for the Cheeto, it's worthwhile. All right, here's the almond. So thinking about these types of foods, a raisin and a marshmallow, the 2 that we've done so far, those foods are made, those 2 types of foods are made of carbs, and those carbs burn pretty quickly. This almond, instead of being carb, is fat and protein. Fats and proteins last a really long time. I'm probably not going to be able to show you today here because it's a bit of wind. There's a bit of wind, but here's what happens with an almond. When you light an almond on fire, I've actually timed it before in a research lab, and the almond itself, there you can see it actually lit on fire, not just my campfire below it here. All right, the almond itself is burning, and I won't leave it go the entire time just because I want to show you what the Cheeto looks like too, but I think you can get the idea that an almond really can burn a long, long time. When you burn an almond, because it's got such good fat and protein in it, I've actually had a students group do this lab and had the almond burn for 11 minutes total. So I think I might hit pause here and then come back to let you know how long that almond burnt. Check it out. It's really working great. So next time you want a snack, instead of picking the Cheeto or the marshmallow or the raisin, I might pick an almond. Look at all those good calories. I can't wait to see how much this is changing the temperature of the water above it. It really is going to be changing it a lot. Well, unless a wind comes up, this is just going to stay burning for a long time. I would say not to try this at home because I don't want you to hurt yourself by cutting yourself on the edge of this can or by burning your fingers off, but this is a pretty good lab, I have to say. Maybe you want to, well, I need to let your parents know, I guess, that I've told you to use fire. I'll report out and give you the numbers that I come up with. All right, back to you.